All right. We are back to a very quiet home screen. This is the start. Technically not, but it is. First stream is out of the way. And it was super good. So now it's time to buckle in for the ride. This is going to be kind of my first long-running piece to my stream. I've always had this idea. I've played every single NASCAR game, every single career mode up to this point since 1999. So, and I think this one is going to be a little less boring than the other ones. Usually I just set it on auto difficulty. I let it fly. I get to 200 wins, and I'm done. I don't think I'm going to get to 200 wins on this one, but it's definitely not going to be as easy. First of all, I'm using real pedals and steering wheel, no more controller. And with this game, that is very difficult. It has taken at least 2 practice sessions for me to get it down. That's why I have stats already. I'm also going to have to start in the dirt series, and that's going to play totally different than everything else. Another thing you'll notice is that this home screen is super quiet because I have to turn off the music for this game. That was one thing I tested. This game doesn't have a stream mode. So Gran Turismo has a stream mode where it just turns off all the music, but all of the menu music is royalty free. And I don't want the stream to just go on immediate mute when I play this game. So it's going to be weirdly quiet in the menus. But yeah, I'm excited. My goal is to at least get to the Cup Series. I don't know if I'll do that all in one span. We'll see how long it takes. I'm at least going to do this for the rest of the week. We'll see how far we get from there. My plan is usually, race for somebody else in the first season of whatever series I get into, and then the next season, if I do good enough, I can own my own team. So usually that's what I'll do, is I'll race for somebody else, own my own team, race for my team, and then I'll jump out of that series. But this is going to be much more difficult than usual. Let's set our options here. Brake smoothing. I've gone through these options in the regular game, but I want these to be specifically different. I always run disable making rivals. No, we want rivals. Okay. It's a good place to start. Hardest experience available. We don't want that because I'm already providing a challenge. I don't want easy. We'll go with normal and see how bad it is. DNFs are disabled. I don't know what that changes. I have my driving set to expert. That's why it immediately set everything to where it's at. We'll go with normal for now. If I find it hard to make progress and it feels like we're going to take multiple seasons to get through things, I want to be able to casually progress and get better throughout a season so that I'm a serious factor by the end of the season. You know, I should be able to make the playoffs. And I should be a serious contender once we get to the playoffs. I guess I'll disable DNF because I don't know. We want short race length. Otherwise, this gets ridiculous. Quick qualify. Yes, we want quick run qualify. I always run expert difficulty because that way you can actually control the car. I guess leave that at normal. Skill range. Normal? Maybe make it narrow. I like narrow because sometimes this game, the AI for the front runner cars is bad. There's a few tracks from the last game where, you know, you could set it on idiot mode, just full easy, and the leader would just run away. There was no way to win. Stability doesn't matter. Recovering their car. It's set at less skill, which makes me wonder why less skill is the harder option. I don't know. Let's run with it, see what happens. Start spread. Oh, this is restarts. Who cares? Whatever. More effect. I guess that's okay. Sure. Draft partners gets weird. But let me read it. Okay, so this is something I think they put in the last game where AI tries to line up with you, but it gets frustrating when they're the car ahead of you because when you try to pass with not a lot of speed compared to them, they will block the hell out of you. But it's really good for the cars behind because they will just punt you. We'll leave it on for now. Let me make sure, yep, that's all of the settings. Let's get into it. Oh, I remember. I already set up a character. And he's got the dumbest cheekbones. Because I don't think you can really change that much. Oh, maybe I can. Nose, eyes. Not really. So my driver's gonna kind of look like a douche. Which, if I was cool enough to make it to the Cup Series, I'd probably be a douche. So, par for the course. Typical me, it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes in already, and I haven't even... And I'm just now starting the mode, because I have to go through all the settings. Is race driver the next big thing? Is that my name? Did it not set a name? I heard you want a shot in the Extreme Dirt Tour, and my name is Warren, and I represent great racers like yourself. You don't know me. Warren Vegas. Is that supposed to be a play on something that I don't understand? One of the teams I represent wants to give you an opportunity to prove yourself. Are you in? Nah. Oh, this is the one dirt track that I practiced, so this'll work. My car's gonna be dumb slow, but I don't know if they're throwing me into a race or if this is a test session. Realistic way would be to do a test session. Also, oh, I think it's a full-blown race. All right, I'm gonna check and make sure the stream is up and working before we get on track. And it looks like we are good. Fantastic. One thing I did forget to check yesterday was game audio. I know my personal... Oh, cool. Me and the team are just standing on the track. I didn't check yesterday on the audio. I know my voice audio wasn't horrible. I just gotta kind of watch myself. But game volume didn't seem awful. Alright, here we go. Immediately making friends. I'm not sure what the expectation is for me in this race, but the one time I tested on dirt, I qualified like 9th, but winning wasn't super hard, I guess. It was really easy to manipulate the line compared to the AI drivers in the Dark Series. I guess the first lap was a half second under my prediction. I'd say we are doing well for ourselves. Cool. I got slower. I got $25 for running practice. Cool. All right. The pole position is over a second ahead of us. About a second and a half.
Let's go.
I'm going. Also, another thing, the headset drift that I had problems with yesterday is going to be huge because I'm looking off every single corner. So the screen is just going to drift left really bad. So eventually, in reality, I'm going to be looking like 90 degrees to my left after I race for a while. Pretty sure I'm already at like 14 or like 40 degrees to my left. 17th. Don't know. We hit the goal, I guess. I don't know how many cars are in this race. I think it's 20. More than that. But our goal was to qualify 21st or better. So goal position's 22nd. So we're already on par.
Coming to the green, driver. Almost ready.
Now the problem in career mode is that I typically drive like a teenager, like a bully teenager, like that.
You got room, you're clear.
And in career mode,
You got room, you're clear.
they actually keep track of that. And the AI will be not happy with the things that you are doing. they will make life difficult. I typically I do my best to avoid making rivals until the Cup Series.
Here you go, driver. All right.
And I only do that when I end up with one of the better cars in the Cup Series.
You got room. You're clear.
If there wasn't a trophy or an achievement for making a rival, then I definitely wouldn't do it, because it gets really annoying.
Careful. Want to go. Clear high.
Hey, if we rack off a top 10 today, we are going to open some eyes.
Clear high. Clear high.
I'm going to want some contracts.
Got a car high now. Great finish in the top 10. That's why we counted.
All right. I also chose Jeff Gordon for my spotter instead of TJ Majors. Yep. I got to set my name, because right now my name is Race Driver. One heck of a name for a race car driver, by the way, but gonna have to fix that whenever I get the chance. It's also, even if I change the name, it's gonna look weird, because it's gonna be like Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Black 68 Camaro. It's like, that's not a name. Hope you had fun. What you just did is called the hot seat. Well, I'm obviously in the hot seat. I'm still sitting in the car. Get me out. Hot seat is when a team has a need for a driver in an upcoming race. Contact you when another opening comes along. Cool. So now I just sit and twiddle my thumbs. Cool. I got 3 fans. This is more realistic than I thought. I also like to think I only got 3 fans. So it's like my mom, my dad, and like one of my family members. Because like the rest of my family is like, nah, you're going to have to do better than that before I buy a t-shirt. Okay, let's see. We already did career mode settings. About me. Edit my driver. I don't want to be race driver anymore. I'm debating whether I should use my real name or not. You know what? I see no danger. You'll at least know my first name. Okay. Okay. I guess I didn't even... I didn't even get a chance to do this on the last one. Tony Stewart is cleaning. Oh, let me run, Bristol. Yes. This will be cool. I gotta run top 10. Last team I ran was a 3-star team. Now I'm at 4-star team, so the expectation goes up. Since I upped the difficulty, I don't think I'm gonna go for the full realistic run from the cockpit mode. I'd rather run front bumper camera. I think we're going to be able to get through the prospect phase today for sure. And we'll probably get a decent ways into the dirt series. I don't know how to set up a dirt car, so I always go with the recommended settings. When it comes to the other series, I at least have an idea of what I should be doing. At least for sprint races. So another interesting thing with the headset that I use is that the speedometer is so far out of the way that I have to physically turn my head to look at my speed. You might be thinking it's a racing game. Who cares how fast you're going? Just go fast. Also, NASCARs don't have speedometers, so who cares? Or is it a video game? So it's nicer to have a little reference as to what speed you need to be hitting in the corners when we get into the later series. Especially when you don't have this racing light only shows up in practice. But I don't think I'm going to have to drive full feeling, because I'm not going to be able to just glance over. Okay, we hit our goal time. Best lap was a 17.9. We're probably going to run around 18. And pole was 7/10 ahead of that. So
Let's go.
we might be able to steal the win. It's going to be a fight, especially here at a big track. This is a big track for the dirt series. And since I'm in a 4-star car, my only advantage is going to be in the corners. They are going to outpower me. So straightaways are going to be not good for me. Ooh, that was a good lap. 17.7. Yeah, I think we can steal a win. Because everybody runs way faster in qualifying in this game. Qualified 5th. Our goal is a top 10.
All right,
so
you're coming to the green. You ready?
I'd like to fight for a win, but at the same time, I can't upset anybody. No reason to piss anybody off before I'm even a full-time racer in this series. Even though I just bodied that guy up. No reason to totally risk the car for a win. Everything I just explained, I flew in the face of, because the last 2 cars that I passed, I totally bodied them up. And 2 laps to figure out my way around this guy. I think that hurt me a lot. Kind of gave him a shove, let him know I want that spot. We did it. We did the bully thing. We did the mean thing. Ooh, we'll see how that works out. Hell yeah, it's my first win. If this were a sanctioned event, there would be so many boos right now. I hope they track. Also, I'm not a full-time driver, so I will not qualify for playoffs. Even if I stole a win. I ran the fastest lap time. I mean, I guess maybe I deserved the win. It sounds so bad. I'd like to know how much faster my fastest lap time was. There we go. Rest of the family jumped in. They're like, all right, you want to race? We'll buy a t-shirt or whatever. I can't. That'll be another thing, is that you get like these fake tweets in between races. So like if you piss somebody off during a race, they'll like call you out on Twitter or whatever. Be like, hey, you suck. Oh, I need a top 3. We're racing for the big boys now. Like if you take somebody out, they'll be like, hey, why you drive like trash? And then you could be like, oh, I'm sorry. And they'll like immediately forgive you. Or if you want to, you can antagonize them. Be like, yeah, well, maybe you should get out of my way. And then they'll get more angry at you. But it also works the other way. Like if you do something good, like those last 2 were compliments. So I can be like, hey, you did good too, or whatever, and we're all friends. And then it's the easiest way to make so many friends. And making friends makes you a better prospect when it comes to moving up in each series. So this track is weird. Is this Texas? Yeah. Oh, he almost high-sided it. I like this track. It is fun going through these corners. That's weird. The first corner feels way more banked than this one. Maybe it's just because I ran a bad line for both of them technically. I like this track as I slam the wall. Maybe it's because I'm actually in a good car. I'm in a 5-star car now. So now I should be shooting for pole and win. We hit the goal time every lap. What is pole time? It's going to be close.
Let's go.
So I should be shooting for front row in qualifying. Also, all the speed stuff that I was talking about with the speedometer, none of that matters in third series. This is all feeling. This is all getting the car to pitch in correctly, which I didn't do on that last lap. Pitch the car in, run the slide as fast as you can get it through the corner, and then set up the straightaway. That was a good lap. Hopefully this will make up for that last race.
All the way to the wall. Going down low now. All clear.
Something new that I didn't really pick up on is that when you play this with a controller, throttle control is a lot quicker because it's just your finger moving. And this one, because with the controller you can kind of pitch the dirt cars in, but just kind of flipping the throttle on and off, and just full tilt into every corner. With this one, it's really hard to pitch the car in just using the throttle, at least for me. So going into every corner, I just give it a little brake touch, and that'll just immediately pitch the car. And then whenever I want it to stop rotating, I jump back in the throttle and kind of steer through it. that is what I expect once I get a good car. Darn right I'm going to do some burnouts. Now once I'm a full-time racer, I'm probably not going to do the burnouts. I'm probably going to skip it. Especially if I get a contract for a 5-star team. Like, I should be winning. Oh, loading screens are lonely without the music. All right. I have like $4,000 to my name. Oh, that was the end of the season? Okay. I can't start a team. What does that cost? Didn't even tell me how much that cost. Yep. Okay. Of course I'm going to pick the best team. I honestly don't want to replace anybody. I kind of want to drive as a 5th driver. Okay, so I can choose what person I get to replace. Huh. I don't know who I want to replace. Because I drove the 98. I know the 2 car is a good car. And I battled the 77. So I guess the 27 car is the one I don't really have experience with. Alright, so now I get to design my own car. That's why I don't take people's spot. Because I want to make my own car. Wow, this screen is super laggy. Yeah, this screen is stupid laggy. I hope you don't want any of the choices in between that don't work. That's annoying. Why is this screen so messed up? Like, it won't let you choose the in-between. Do I want a red outline? No, I want a shadow. Yeah. Matte finish works better. I like how it says red rim color and it's not. Yeah, see how I'm hitting the directional pad once to get to black and it just skips over it. That's rough. I also don't get to choose the style, like the paint style. So that's a little odd. What do I want that color to be? I think that should be the gray piece. other stripe should be the red piece. Yep, see, I want that middle red, and it won't let me choose it unless I ram into it. What's this stripe? Oh, okay, that's like an accent stripe. What the? That's gonna get really annoying. Okay. I'm satisfied with that. I'm going to be using that same basic layout for every car. So I don't remember how many races are in the Dirt Series, but if it's as little as I think it is, which I think it's like 12, 14 maybe, because I know you have to repeat like 3 or 4 tracks. No, we're on the hot seat for the Truck Series immediately. Cool. So I'll get to dabble in. Sponsors will provide you with opportunities to earn more money through incentive contracts. I usually just go for the top on these ones. I'm with the top team. I should be getting top 5s. Those are my teammates. Standings. Future plans. Yeah, you have to be... See, like your reputation, you need friends to make it to different teams. And you have to have... Yeah, see that? It explains it there. And you have to be in good standing in the points. Alright. Where is... Okay. 14 races. I might be able to get through that today. We'll see. I think we can get through 10. We're only 40 minutes in, and I have short races on, so I will always run at least a practice lap, because that gets you extra money. Hopefully it's not $25 like it was that one time, but that'll net you extra money. So at least one practice lap, then qualifying in the race. So that'll be about 6-7 laps total. So it should go by pretty quick. Especially if I don't have to change my setup too much. With a lot of these tracks, the base setup that I go for is just one tick loose on the preset. But once you get into these faster cars, like these 5-star teams, some of the tracks can kind of move around on you. I know there's one track that's kind of I think it's one of the fairgrounds tracks, that it's super long, but the corners are nasty, so you have to set up really loose. But if you don't take care of it coming out of the corners, you're just going to slide all the way out of the corner, and you're going to have no speed coming down the straightaway. If that ever happens, I'll call it out. It happened a little bit there, but I'd say that was about normal. It's pretty much where this slide that I carry through the corner, where the car snaps back to straight on its own, it just won't come back to straight on its own. You have to like force it back over. Or like I usually don't force it back over because I'll definitely lose the car. You usually just power through it with the throttle and hope that the car comes back.
Ready. Green is out.
You can lose a lot of time doing
All
that.
right, you're clear.
So I started out the season at 0. Nobody hated me. I figured the Hunter kid would hate me after 2 races where I took a win. Especially one where I just kind of tanked him out of the way. That was a bad corner. It seems like normal's treating us okay. Treating us nicely. Now when we get to the higher series, I don't know how that's going to go. Routinely, the dirt series is kind of where you spend the least amount of time in the career mode. Anytime they have a dirt series in a NASCAR game, you're supposed to just kind of fly through it.
Great job, driver. Checkered flag is in the air. Enjoy.
Which I understand. Because, you know, a bunch of people usually, that's my first full-time win. I'll be burnt out for that. First win under contract. I destroyed the car. So, bye-bye contract. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, people get a NASCAR game to play, you know, Cup Series, usually. So I understand the design standpoint where they're like, just get them through the dirt series as quick as possible. It's when we move to the truck series. That's when things are going to kick up a little bit. Especially if we don't get signed. The real challenge comes when you own your own team, because you have to start at the bottom. And I prefer to own my own team in each series at least once. Because I think it's a trophy, first of all. Yeah, here's the Twitter thing that they explain to you. You basically just compliment everybody, and everybody will be your friend. Super easy. Truck Series hot seat. Top 25 at Texas. See how this goes. I haven't run the Truck Series. I tested this in the Dirt Series and the Cup Series. In the Cup Series, I only ran Michigan and Bristol. So, like 2 very different tracks that were not Texas. I guess Michigan's kind of close. But not really. I gotta adjust the headset a lot, as I am looking off the corners big time. This is where the setups come in handy. And this is where usually people make tutorials for these on how to get good setups. I always said do a setup that is completely stupid for any race that is over 4%. Like when we get to the Cup Series, I'm going to start pushing it on tires. Because all I do is I max out the camber and then maybe touch the sway bar. The sway bar is the most important piece of it. Camber is going to give me steering response. So when I put input into the steering wheel, the car is going to react quicker. But the front sway bar is kind of the way that I set up how loose or tight the truck is, or the car, whatever series I'm in. That kind of sets up how tight or loose I am. And I only play with those settings, because I'm an idiot. And I'll know the sway bar is too far, and the car starts to kind of do this bouncing thing, where it'll start to lose the back tires and then bounce back. And that is very bad, because if you do that immediately, now I think that the truck feels tight, so I'm probably going to take a little more sway bar out of it. But we ran under the estimate, so I'm going to call it there. Let's see how much it takes out. That's a lot. But it's qualifying, so we'll see how it does. If the truck starts bouncing off of the sway bar early, then it's going to be a very, very bad race setup. Because if it bounces early, you're gonna wear out the tires super quick, and then when the truck is gonna get loose as the tires go away. As tires go away, the car gets loose in this game. So if I start off on a very loose condition, once the tires go away, it just gets worse, and then it'll just become uncontrollable. I get almost started to do it there. And there's no vibration feedback in this steering wheel, so I can't really feel like I would with a controller. The controller would vibrate. I think now I just have to listen for tire squeal. They'll tell you when the tires are screaming for their life. I think this is a decent setup. I say that, it snaps around. I think this is a decent setup for what we're going for. I think with a faster truck, I'd be hurt. We qualified a second ahead of estimate. That's awesome. 10 spots ahead of what we need. We're doing great. Things might not start kicking up until we get to the Busch Series or Xfinity. I gotta adjust the headset. Once again, we are not. This time I can guarantee you I will not take a win. So just don't wreck the truck. Don't piss anybody off. Honestly, I could just cruise around on this spot. That might piss them off. This is where speed comes into play. This is where it's better to know what your corner speed should be. AI just shoved me through that corner. Thanks, bud. You're doing great, but at some point I think you're going to run me out. I set the car up loose. I'll just let him go. Yeah, that was Matt Kraken. There was no way I was going to hold through it. I got a huge run down the straightaway there. Oh, that was pretty. Oh, the car just stuck to the line. That was an amazing corner. But I'm still very scared that I set the truck up too loose. I still have 4 more laps. Especially if I get somebody as a draft partner and they start pushing me, the truck does not like it. I'm bad with somebody pushing me. Yeah, I'm starting to lose the back end coming off of the corner, so I'm going to have to watch that. That is going to be the most common place that I screw up, is coming out of the corners. Because I am doing my best to put all the power down. I want him to let Matt Crafton go, but I don't think he has enough. Yeah, he does. As I say that, he just motors around the top. As much as I would love a top 5, I don't want to miss. I don't want to screw it up. I'm running 7, which is fantastic for right now. I'm way out of the throttle. I could use so much more throttle, but I'm scared of how much steering input I'm putting in at the end of the corner. Because I still have a lot of wheel in it at the end of the corner. And if the car is under power with a lot of steering input, I'm worried that it's just going to come around on me. Crap, he finally made the pass. The guy behind me decided to make a run. Oh, that's such a good corner. I had so much more track that I could have ran out.
Careful, still there.
Gotta get off of that white line.
Stay low, stay low.
That was a good last lap.
You have some covers out there with the top 10.
I think that was all I was going to get out of that truck. Very satisfied with that finish. It was very good. I think if I can pull off a top 10 in a 3-star truck, then 4-star and 5-star I should be able to steal wins. This is why I run expert difficulty when it comes to the driving aids. I wish they had automatic difficulty like they have in the other games for the AI. Okay, he wasn't mad. Cool. Man, with running hot seats, I don't know how far we're going to get. Alright, back to Drebin. Drebin? I don't know what the fuck you call it. What was I talking about? I keep having these, like, fruit energy, like, energy spark things before I do this, so that I'm at least awake. And it just destroys my brain. I'm trying to do racing, stream, and have a train of thought all at the same time. I get it. I get it now. Because, like, I would watch people stream or try to make a YouTube video playing a game, and you just want, sometimes you just want to yell at the screen. It's like, why are you doing such and such? I get it now. Your brain just goes to mush. Oh, pivot. That's another weird thing, trying to adjust from the concrete cars to dirt. The approach for the concrete cars, your angle of attack going into the corner is totally different. Because you really try to flatten the corner out as much as possible in the dirt car. You come in from the way on the outside, you hit the apex, and you essentially cut the corner off. Like that, you kind of straight across the corner. At least that's my strategy anyway. But with the cup cars, you're really trying to round the corner. You come in a little bit outside and you kind of you want to round the corner. You don't want to cut it so hard as these.
Go, go, go.
Racing these dirt cars isn't wearing my arms out as much as I was thinking. I'm still feeling it. Like, I definitely had to turn on my box fan. Because it's actually somewhat physically demanding, but...
Alright, that's gonna run. Back her down.
You know, I've been going for about an hour and I'm not... Like, my shoulders aren't falling out yet, so...
the green, driver. Be ready. All right, big driver. All the way to the wall.
I also, for some reason, just remembered my train of thought from like 5 minutes ago. Starting this race. I was talking about the auto difficulty. They used to have auto difficulty for the career mode. I don't know if they still do, and I'm just stupid, but they had easy, normal, expert, and legend. But there used to be an extra option from those called auto difficulty, where they would change how hard the AI was based on your speed rating. Like that little number that I hit after the race, which you'll see after this lap, it'll give me a speed rating. They would change the AI difficulty to whatever your speed rating was for that track. So like, let's say you go to Daytona and you get like a 90 speed rating.
Driver, checker flag is in the air. It's yours.
So I got 101. So let's say you go to Daytona and you get like a 90 speed rating. I don't know if they do it during, because I think your first race is like a set value, but like you get a 90 driver rating at Daytona, they'll set the AI difficulty to 90%. So here I got 101%. So like, let's say I go to Bristol and I get a 103 speed rating. That way they will adjust the AI to do 103% speed next time I show up. So it moves around based on track and how good you are, which I always liked because it always kept the competition close. But it looks like this time it's just, easy, medium, hard, which is unfortunate, I think. Cool, we got momentum. I think we are cruising immediately. Let me check and make sure there's not an auto difficulty. Yeah, there is not. So I'm gonna stick on normal for now, just for the sake of progress. I think if I wanted to make this drawn out, I would set it to legend, but for the sake of getting through this in a reasonable amount of time and not taking, until the next NASCAR game comes out to, progress through my career, I think we'll start seeing challenges once we get to the Xfinity Series. Usually there will be a couple of tracks in the Truck Series that will definitely jump up and bite me, for sure, but the Xfinity Series for sure will be when things get wacky. Yep. Cool. That was fun. Hopefully people don't get upset at me for what happened in practice. Oh, I'm so lucky. I almost annihilated that jet out. Okay. I'm very poorly. I do not want to tighten up the race car because it is not pivoting like I want to. So tightening up the race car is not going to help me there. I am driving so sloppy. Get me out of this. God, that was awful. Okay. I need a breath. I didn't want to get out of practice because I wanted to get the laps down better. But my rhythm was all kinds of messed up. So now, figure out how to qualify on a track track that I still don't really have any idea what I'm doing. Pivot. Thank you. 80% of the way through the corner before it started to move. This is where the car adjustments are difficult, because the car is already very loose once it pivots. Getting the car to pivot is not easy, which would mean I need to set the car up more loose. But once it does pivot, it's borderline uncontrollable. So
We're going green. Be
I
ready
think
here.
the adjustment is going to be drive better.
Green's out. Car outside now.
No, in all seriousness, I think it's
Outside. Hold your line.
I'm gonna have to slam the brakes
All right.
harder and try to carry less rotation through the corner. Kind of like that. It's gonna feel like I'm pushing through the corner, because if I over rotate like that, then I have to make an adjustment at the end. Yeah, now we got it. Okay.
Here you go, driver.
Never mind. Spoke too soon. I need to just not be a Neanderthal with the throttle. It's not 0 to 100.
Back left. Hit your mark.
I gotta flutter a little more in the middle. Cool. So that whole race, I had no idea what I was doing.
Go get the
Luckily, we
checkered
were
flag.
fast
It's
enough to
yours.
just figure it out. We got a speed rating of 100, so that's usually what I base my ability on. As long as I can hover around 100, 96 is where I start to realize, okay, I'm bad at a track and I need to fix something. So despite me having no clue what I was doing that whole race, the fact that I got a 100 speed rating, that means I was at least on to something. I think if I figured that track out, I'd probably bump that up to a 102. That would take a lot of time. Okay, I got a contract option. Oh, it's for the same series. So it costs $2,200 to own my own dirt team. So that is also deceiving, because they tell you how much it just costs to start up, but you have to buy different cars for different tracks. You know, you can't take your Daytona car to Bristol. It doesn't work that way. I don't remember how it works in the dirt series. Also, you start out as essentially a 3-star team. You have to upgrade your facilities for, I think it's aero, suspension, and powertrain. So if you want to count them out the gate and be competitive, you can't just go off of basic start costs. You're going to need to buy a stable of cars and some upgrades. Which is why I say I want to be, when I own a team, I want to be competitive by the time the playoffs hit. Because you got to kind of build your money over the season and upgrade to become competitive. Oh, cool. We already hit our time. I don't have to do this anymore. I really like this track, so I feel comfortable. I didn't get a pole position time, though.
Let's go.
Maybe I should have done some extra laps. Uh-oh. We'll wing it, see what happens. Charlotte and Texas feel very similar, but I think Charlotte has a little more banking.
Coming to the green.
Corners are a little tighter radius, but you can kind of just cut them like you do at Texas. I feel like you get down in that dark stuff though, you're kind of in the mud. Better than expected. Cool, cool. I think we've pulled 2 tenths. Yeah.
We're going green. Are you ready? Bring down, let's go. Car outside. Clear hot.
Also, for anybody who's listening to me ramble on like the nerdiest college professor about racing video games. And I know I did this yesterday. I did the exact same thing yesterday. I was just explaining what I was doing. I really appreciate your hanging around on the watch through that. I know I'm a full-blown tweet, but I think it's very fun. I am thoroughly entertained through all of this process. This is why I decided to do this a little more quote-unquote full-time. It's not like I'm 9 to 5 in this stuff, and it's not going to pay the bills, but it is a thing I can do, and it is a thing I enjoy. I don't know why I started to burn out. There's no point. If you start it, you gotta bend it. Blow the motor up. Who cares? It's not mine. I don't gotta pay for it. Where are we at? An hour 10, almost. That was what, race 3 or 4? We'll see when we get back to the menu. I did put up a new schedule on my channel page. I do plan on running this game the rest of the week. I'm still kind of working out what days of the week I want to do. I know a lot of streamers kind of skip one day. That was race number 4. Okay. Oh, I'm going to drive the 3 truck. Top 18. I think we can get through at least half of the dirt races. Is this Iowa? Uh-oh. Iowa's one of the tracks where it's difficult to win. We might not take a win here. Anyway, I know a lot of streamers kind of take off one of the weekdays in the middle. They kind of just don't stream that day, and then they stream on Saturdays, which makes sense. You probably get a better viewership that way. I think this week I'm just going to go Monday through Friday, and then I'll probably still stream Saturday, but it's just going to kind of be up in the air. Oh, I like that truck. That's cool. Let me screw it up with this tune-up. But I'm not sure what time I want to stream on Saturday. I might have to find something that's a little more viable than this. Something that I can play for an extended period of time and kind of see, you know, what the best time for people to jump in on Saturdays is. It won't be in the morning. It'll probably be afternoon, at least. Yeah, I want to pull a lot of sway bar. I have a feeling this track is going to be something I need to pull sway bar for. We're in a good truck, so maybe we won't have to pull a lot. The faster trucks that they give you seem to start out loose. Loose is fast. So the more speed you give it, you know, tires have to compensate for it. That felt very slow. This is one of the tracks, these intermediate small tracks, the flat ones I am not good at. Like here in Richmond, I just don't have speed. I just don't. Because I try to get as much speed through the corner as I possibly can, but I'm just not supposed to get speed. Now, if you run the banking up like Dover, I love Dover. Dover is so much fun. I seem to be running okay lap times. We'll see how that goes in qualifying. I don't think we're going to take a win here. But like Richmond, I always miss the setup because I don't feel like I'm getting the speed that I want until I set the truck or the car up way too loose. And then as the tires start to go away, especially in the Cup Series, where the race is a lot longer and I waste a lot of tire, the car just gets uncontrollable. So usually my strategy at a place like Richmond is to set up the car loose and then just drive away from the field as far as I can so that when the car gets undrivable, I have a big enough cushion that I can just kind of mitigate the problem until the end of the race. And that usually ends up with me being the dumbest blocker on the planet. But it works. Yes, kind of, sometimes. Wow, that was a good lap time. Okay. Yeah, remember when I said I don't think we're going to steal a win? Now I have hope. That's tough.
Be ready here. Green flag. Got one inside.
But the problem with Iowa is that this is one of the tracks where
Hold your line. Stay high.
the AI is usually super offset. Like me and this other truck are probably going to run away from the field.
Load's clear.
Like I should have checked the qualifying times because me and the leader truck were pretty close in lap time. But there was probably like a huge discrepancy to the rest of the field. Oh, don't spin him. Don't be that guy. Okay. I let him go. Hopefully he doesn't hold it against me later.
Inside.
Why did he go clear up there? Now Matt Crafton's going to be upset. Okay, you know what? I don't usually do this. But I feel like since I'm not even in the truck series, I shouldn't be bullying people around like this. I want to make like 4 rivals in the truck series before I'm even a driver. I'm worried that once Matt Crafton gets around me and Moffitt, that he is just going to run. Maybe he's going to be the truck that does it. Oh, this is super frustrating.
All right, you're clear.
Yep, I did it again. That time I think I full-blown spun him. Yeah, we're not getting through the dirt series today. Especially if I do stuff like this. God.
Still there.
There is a lot of times that I will reset in this game. Usually, especially restrictor plate races, I will reset a lot. though, because I feel like I have a chance to win, regardless of where I start. You can pick the draft, you always have a chance to win, but you can miss it by just a couple of positions. I also reset if I'm being too big of a bully, because I don't want to make rivals. I also usually reset for crashes, because there's no like rewind or anything like that. And sometimes they won't, since these are shortened races, they won't even throw yellow flags. So if you crash, then you're pretty much over. And, you know, why deal with the fallout of a crash and getting a really bad finishing position when you could just restart and do it again.
5 to go.
That would be like the NASCAR equivalent of doing a Nuzlocke run in Pokemon. Like you just let wrecks happen and deal with the consequences. Right now I'm very scared because I have a good lead. And I fought Moffitt pretty hard. He should not be that far back. Also, I'm gonna do some dumb stuff and hit buttons because I want to know. Nope. I want info. That's the button that I need. I want info on tires. That's all I get with that. Okay. There's my rear view. Okay, telemetry. That's where we're getting. That's what I want. Yeah, I should not have a second and a half on Brett Moffitt right now. And Crafton should not be 3 seconds back. So I don't know what happened. Tire fall off does not happen that rapidly, so I think the game's just kind of throwing me a bone here. Because I was not putting down good laps as I was coming through that telemetry.
Last lap, hit your mark.
That was an eventful Iowa Speedway until it wasn't.
What a dominating performance.
Awesome.
Nice job.
Awesome. That is technically my first truck win, so I'll burn them down. With your burnouts. Do it. I wish that truck was on a better team. That is a cool looking truck. I'd drive it. Usually with these hot seat things, as long as you accomplish the goal that they give you, they're probably going to give you a contract. Like with the dirt and the truck series, there's not a whole lot of teams to go around. So you'll probably get like 1 3-star, 1 4-star, and 1 5-star. But like when you get to the Cup series, there's a bunch of 4 and 5-star teams. So you'll get a 3-star team, you know, a front row motorsports type thing. And then you'll get some 4 stars, Roush Fenway. You know, I don't know if they have Doherty in here, but they're probably a 4-star. Richard Petty Motorsports is probably a 4-star. And then you have a bunch of 5-star teams, you know, Penske, Hendrick, Joe Gibbs. So usually that's kind of the random roll that you hope for. with those hot seat races. Usually with the hot seat in the Cup Series, you just hope that you impress the right 5-star team, that you get on the team that you want. I'll be shooting for Hendrick. I want to run for Hendrick. Which is difficult because I usually get a hot seat call for RCR, which is super awesome, but they are not a 5-star team. In most games, they haven't been a 5-star team. If they are a 5-star team in this game, I will absolutely sign with RCR. I know in the last game for the Xfinity Series, they were a 5-star team, so I immediately signed with RCR. Which was also difficult because in the Xfinity Series, you have JR Motorsports and RCR, so and those are dream teams for sure. That is like, 12-year-old me playing career mode. In my parents' like dining room TV setup. Be like, Mom, look, I got a contract from RCR because I'm a dweeb. She's like, just make sure you keep getting good grades. You are not a good driver. Alright, we're off of qualifying pace, but it hasn't stopped me before. I also qualified third. I qualified third last time, and I stole the win. So. Qualifying the front row is not required. And I don't believe there is a trophy for pole position. I think it's like qualify on your first pole. That's probably a trophy, and that's it. It wasn't a great lap. I missed the goal. Cool. I don't think there's any penalty for missing your goal time in qualifying.
Coming to the green, driver.
I think the goal is just set in qualifying based on those sponsor incentives. Like, I don't even remember the one that I signed. It was probably like win 2 out of the next 4. So they set the goal for, you need to qualify on pole if you want to win. But is it 77 again? Hunter kid? No, it's 4. Man, I held my own on the outside on that guy. You run up that course. Did the exact same thing we did to me. 8 tires turn better than 4 tires. That is the bully racing motto. Murphy Race Motocross, it's required. Awesome. Solid race. We'll see if Mr. Roy Wood hates me after this race. If he does, I'll just hit the apologize button. He'll be fine. Wouldn't it be so much easier if you could just do that in real life? Somebody gets tilted on you at the racetrack and you hit the apologize button. Poof, problem's gone. Also, if anybody sees my stream or the VODs that I upload later, want to give me a seat in your dirt car, let me know. Or in your circle track car. Always wanted to do it. Oh, KBM, gross. Oh, that's going to be unfortunate if the one 5-star team I get from trucks is KBM. That's going to hurt my feelings. I don't know if anybody with a real circle track car saw my virtual driving, not even real driving. I think I was a maniac. No normal human would put me in one of those cars. Oh, what am I doing? This is a truck car. I gotta screw it up. This is also Pocono. I am super bad at Pocono. I remember I said I was bad at Iowa, and then I ended up taking the race, but Pocono is just one of those tracks. I have no clue how to run turn 1 quick. I'm just not good at it. Usually I have to compromise on the setup anyway. Turn 1, I have no idea what I'm doing. Ever. Doesn't matter what car I'm in. No idea how turn 1 works. So that, not having a good turn 1 hurts me going down the first straightaway. But usually I'll catch back up to pace by the end of that straightaway heading into turn 2. In turn 2 and 3 I'm pretty okay at. Turn 3 is my best corner. But turn 2 is like a coin flip as to whether I'm going to screw it up or not. Like that. And then I annihilate the car. Cool. So, you going to give me a contract now, or? If I screw up turn 2, it's because I get to the throttle too quick. Because I just expect, as soon as I hit the apex of that corner, just get back to the throttle and let it fly. And that's not how that works. It's like 140 is the mark I need to get down to for turn 1. I have to use the speedometer here. There's no way I'm going to feel my way through turn 1. Not possible. I'm using that sticker, that last sticker on the wall before turn 2 as my turning point. And usually for turn 3, you can drive it clear into the corner. You could be on corner entry before you let off the gas for that corner. I don't think that was very fast. I said turn 3 was my good corner, and it wasn't very good. I'm hoping for a 56. The goal is 56.3. I'm hoping for a 56. The awful part about turn 1 at Pocono is it's almost like turns 3 and 4 at Charlotte, where you can turn into that corner and you can hold the bottom line of the first half of turn 1 at 180 miles an hour, no problem. It'll hold. But as soon as you get to the second half of turn 1, you better not be going anywhere near 180 miles an hour or it'll throw you off the track. And it's the same thing for Charlotte at 3 and 4. Turn 3, you can fly through, but if you're not woed up by the time you get to turn 4, yeah, we ran a 57. The goal is a 56.3. We ran 57.7. In case you didn't know, you're not supposed to downshift in that point. This isn't going to be a good lap either. I should just quit and go to qualifying, but and I am in a 5-star truck. There's no excuses right now. I think if I'm going to be that bad in turn 1, I'm going to have to start driving this turn 3 a lot harder. Because that's my bread and butter. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to bite the bullet going to qualifying. I don't think you get a sponsor penalty for not hitting your goal time. No, I don't want to do that. You still get the sponsor bonus for making practice laps.
Let's go.
The saving grace for me here is that there's a good draft effect for the straightaways. If there's one thing I know how to do in this game, it's run the draft and pick my way through the field on straightaways. I know how to run anywhere I want to in a straightaway and make it stick in the corner no matter where I enter. Whether I go fast through the corner on a bad entry, that's a whole other thing. But I can take positions on a straightaway and keep them through the corner. Or at least fight for them. Gonna adjust the headset before take the turn. This time I load the truck up early. So it looked a little better, but it was very slow. The truck didn't start to turn until I got down to about 130. When that corner can really handle up to 140. That was a good turn too. I was worried because I got under that yellow line. I was worried the banking difference was going to turn me for sure. This is a very bad turn 3. That was a very slow turn 3. No, it's not as bad. Not as bad as I expected. We can work with that. I gotta get a top 3 though. That's where things get dicey. Pocono is another track where the field can get very spaced out. So if the top 3 trucks decide to run away by the time I can get up there, then this may be very reset heavy.
Still there.
See, I obviously don't know how to run turn 1 because I ran in and everybody woed up in front of me. Now if that's Tanner Gray that I ran into the back of, I don't really feel bad, but
Stay low, stay low. All clear.
oh. Later, Todd. That was awful. That was so bad. Note to self, work on turn 2 entry in traffic. Because that whole turn-in point, that sticker on the wall, yeah, that doesn't really work when there's a car outside. Can't really see that sticker, you know.
Still there.
Now the cheater in me, when everybody woes up in the middle of that turn 1, the cheater in me would dump the truck under that yellow line. I was able to see my point there.
Clear high, bud.
Wow, I touched
Cargo
it,
now.
and it sent both of us. Nope, I don't want to exit. I want to restart. So we are reset heavy, but not because we're not fast enough. It's because I'm a bad driver.
Green out. You got room. You're clear.
Winding brake check right there. He's gone now.
Careful, still there.
I'm still just going to keep using the truck in front of me as a stopping block.
Careful, still there. Car outside. Hold your line. Inside.
I had to give that up. I think I might have missed the setup, which is why I'm slow. I think they set the truck up too tight,
All clear.
especially for only 2 laps. I'm definitely not going to steal a win because that front runner car is gone.
Careful, still there.
This is what I expected at Iowa. I expected Matt Crafton
Clear high, bud.
to get out front like that and then just escape. That's usually how the AI works in this game. That's why I sent the setting to narrow competition to avoid this. But obviously still works this way, so just gotta deal with it. I'm not making up any time. This is bad, I might lose second place.
Car down inside. Bottom straight. Use it if you
Nope,
need it.
walked in. We're good.
Fantastic job today.
I fulfilled the contract. That's what we're looking for. Speed rating? 92. That's how you know I'm super bad. '96 is where I'm like, all right, I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. I just got a 92. That's just you're straight up slow, mate. Figure it out. Do better. And that's not a dig at anybody who's, jumping on this game and running like 88s in speed rating. Like I said, I've been driving these games for 20 years almost. My next step after this is to start running iRacing. Never had a good enough PC to run it. So once I build a PC, iRacing is certainly a goal. I think after this race, I'm going to take a short break. Try to get the feeling back in my butt cheeks. They're starting to lose it. And it's a dirt race, so it shouldn't be too fast or too long. I also just adjusted my posture in my seat so I have all of my positions feel wrong. That's another new thing with driving with pedal and steering wheels. You don't want to move. Like if you change your position, everything feels different. It feels so different. Where if you have a controller, you're not going to change your hand position. All the buttons are in the same spot. But if you know, sit up a little more upright, then your foot position is going to change relative to the pedal. You kind of move your chair one way or another, your arm position relative to the steering wheel is going to change. So you almost just don't want to move the entire time you're driving, which is absolutely why the cheeks are asleep.
Alright, that's our run.
Wow, that was not good. Third. Not bad. Not as bad as I expected. For being 3/10 away. See what that translates into the race.
Coming to the green, driver. You ready? Straight out, let's go.
Apparently nothing.
On the outside now. Clear high, clear high.
That's another tough situation in the dirt, because if you have somebody on your outside, they can stop your pivot. Like when I pitch into the corner like this, if somebody's on my outside, they could stop how my rotation, and that totally changes how my car handles through that corner. Good thing I got a little extra rotation at the end. Almost totally screwed that corner. They can just stop your rotation. If you don't get enough rotation in a corner, you're going to get real tight. The amount of rotation you have in your car is basically your turning power. So if you don't rotate enough, you're going to push that corner real bad. Or you could over-rotate like I just did, and then you just lose speed. That was not a great exit.
Job, driver. Checkered flag is in the air. It's yours.
The computer is high-siding it. Wonder what I was doing. 99. Solid. That means I don't have to rethink what I'm doing. I can just drive that track. Alright, we're going to get to either whatever the next hot seat is or the next dirt race. Then I'll probably take like a 5-minute break. I want to see what I'm up against first, though. I feel like we're making decent money, so I don't know how that's going to go. I don't need to view contracts. Okay, road course. Yippee, road course in a dirt car. It's actually pretty cool, so I am going to show this off, but I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for sticking around. Got the feeling back in my cheeks. Drank a haterade. Bathed in my opponent's tears. Now I'm ready to take on a dirt road course. Fun, fun. I don't think there's any dirt course that I'm necessarily bad at, like Pocono. It also absolutely helps that it doesn't matter what series you're in this game, qualifying is brutal. But when it comes down to race day, it's a lot easier. Your qualifying position is certainly not indicative of how you will do at race time. This is a ridiculous course because this is a road course with dirt cars on it, which does not exist to my knowledge, but boy wouldn't that be neat. So practice is easy because you have this nice little pretty racing line that tells you what to do. Qualifying comes around, you don't have that, so neither on, same thing on race day, you won't have it, so when it comes to those, you kind of just gotta wing it. And if you spend enough time in practice to have all of that stuff down, have all the braking points and know what kind of rotation you need and all that stuff, you would probably run 20-some laps. Like you would need the full hour of practice time, probably plus some, to have this track down just by rhythm. But I just kind of go off of what I feel, so every lap I turn around this place is going to be different. Super inconsistent. But to be honest, you can kind of just throw the car around this place and you'll be competitive. As long as you have a good car. Heck, even if you don't have a good car, just kind of toss the car around. Make it work. Rotation in that final corner. We did not hit the goal time, but I kind of don't care because I still get paid.
Let's go.
Now I should care because it matters. Qualifying here is kind of annoying, because you have to run pretty much a full lap before you get to green. But if you're like me and you don't run a lot of practice, then getting that one extra lap is probably helpful. There are a lot of places where I'll just kind of run off in the grass with this place, because I think grass is just dirt with a little extra step, right? There's also a fun little thing that happens with these dirt cars, especially here, which hurt me right there. Under heavy braking, the dirt cars bottom out the front, like you'll bang off the splitter. That's what you want to call it on these cars. You will dig the front end in. there's a couple courses where it'll happen on the oval courses. And like in that corner, you saw that the car kind of dipped to the right a little bit. That's because I was under braking and trying to slide the car. So when you do that, it kind of straightens the car out when you're trying to turn. So, you know, you're trying to pitch the car in all the way to the right. But you're, you know, digging the splitter in, it's just going to push the car back straight. So you're just not getting rotation. And like in that corner, if you get under heavy braking too much, and you saw that the car kind of took that, like right there, I pushed way through that because it got onto the front bumper almost completely. So like that quick little left-hander where the car kind of took that weird dip to the right, that was all because of corner load.
Alright, that's it.
Ooh, that was not a good lap time. And we still got fourth. We're 7/10 off of the leader, and we got fourth. Dirt racing, everybody. Anyway, I got under so much corner load. It'll happen on the ovals. You get too much corner load on these cars, and it'll just start to dig somewhere. Which is why when the computer took over,
Alright, you're clear. Clear all around.
pushed through so bad. That high side. Ass. Alright, we're gonna fight back. I'm not gonna restart. Oh, it's only one lap. Well, we might restart. I think I could still run them down. If I don't do things like that. Sorry, I know you were all super invested in what I was talking about with high side car or whatever dumb stuff I was pushing your way, but I'm concentrating on losing.
Hold your line. You got room. You're clear.
Oh, I spun that guy out. He's going to be pissed.
All clear.
But if I can win, I don't care. Yep, I'm not going to win. I pissed off way too many people. Let's try that again.
Be ready here. Alright, let's go.
This race wasn't one lap.
Car left. All clear. Left side.
Yeah, you wrecked. That was your fault. You get upset at me after this race. I might just have to provoke that guy, because that was totally his fucking fault.
Left side.
That was also not my fault. Dude just straight up ran me down. What are we doing? Since when did I piss everybody off in this series?
Right side. You got room. You're clear.
This guy's taking off. I close down on him right there. Hopefully I can get him through this chicane and make an attack on that final corner.
Still there.
I gotta get a good run.
Far left. Good job,
Yes.
driver. Way to earn that checkered flag.
That was a lot closer than it should have been. Probably because I got a 94. We'll see how many people I pissed off. People were just tanking me inside. I ran the fastest lap. Okay. If I ran the single fastest lap, then I feel less bad. I'm going to take a drink, so cover your ears. I don't know how close the microphone is in this headset to my mouth, so I don't know if you can hear gross noises. I didn't get any angry tweets, so I do want to check and see how much people hate me, though. It looks like nobody cares. Alright, I'll take it. Long track. I almost said long grounds. What race is this? 8? You know what? I think we're going to push through. We'll get to race 10, and we'll see. We'll see how it's going. I think I scheduled 2 hours, but yesterday I went like 3.5, so I think I'll get to race 10, and then I'll kind of make a decision on how we're doing. I don't know when the playoffs start in this series, but I think getting through the start of the career mode, getting a good ways through first dirt season is certainly a good start. This is the track I was talking about earlier, where you want to set this track up loose, like really loose, so you can be super fast, but you can really kill all your speed coming off of the corner. Because this track is kind of set up more, there's a lot more banking, so it's more like a concrete track. So it's kind of hard when you're really pitched in with your car. Like, I feel like I'm pushing, but I think I've still got a fast car. I think I'm still running good lap times. I feel like the car has a lot more push, but if I loosen the car up, then the car will end up sliding, because right here is where you need to stop the slide and start powering up for a good run down the straightaway. But if you loosen the car up, it doesn't even out right there. And it'll want to keep sliding through that corner. And if you keep sliding when you're supposed to be putting the power on in the straightaway, then everybody else is just going to leave you, regardless of how good your corner is.
Go, go, go!
So far, none of my practice sessions have resulted in a lap time worthy of pole position. But I'm pretty sure I've gone undefeated this season. Goes to show. That was awful. He's going to get a bad lap. Goes to show how big the difference is between qualifying and race day for the AI in this game. Wow, okay, never mind. Oh, the goal was nowhere close. Still ripped off a pole, though. I wasn't expecting to do that. Man, now I'm going to want to run an 18 because I ran a 1902.
All right, be smart out here. Going green. Be ready here.
Now I want to rip off an 18.7 lap. I feel like that first corner
All right, you're clear.
was so terrible. But it still turned into a 1902. Maybe I should just really pitch it like that. Not run under the track limit. I'm going to try doing that. I'm going to go heavy on the brakes. I'm going to run deep into the corner, heavy on the brakes, pitch the hell out of the car. That was a little too much, but harm, no foul. Well, lost 2/10 technically. I pushed through that. Stayed off the wall though. I was really flat through that corner. Well, gonna be honest, no idea where the 19.0 came from. Because all of a sudden, all I can run is 19.1s.
Go get the checker flag. It's yours.
We'll see what that last lap was, but 99, so I doubt I got an 18. I feel like an 18 is like the cutoff for perfect rating. Oh, let's go. 18,999. We have a highlight for today. For today. Oh, we got something out of it. Oh. I'm a nerd. I got excited for an 18-second lap. We beat it by 1,000th. That's going to become a problem for me later on, is if I get a really good car and I just start leaving everybody, I start trying to beat myself in lap times, and I end up screwing up. Just like Gran Turismo. Richmond, cool. Oh, it's dirt Richmond though, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm traditionally bad at asphalt Richmond. I feel like dirt Richmond shouldn't be a problem though. Just run it like every other track. I feel like you don't really have to rotate the car to get through the corner. Yeah, you kind of do. Oh, tank slap. I really hope nobody gets upset for what happens in practice. I'm absolutely going to be cutting corners because I have no idea. Bottoming out on the splitter for sure. So that's kind of when I first go to pitch it in, I'm bottoming out. I'm bottoming out on the splitter really bad, so I just can't. I can't pitch the car unless I slow down by a lot. Let's just ride the wall. Ride the wall. Cool. Doing it old school. See, now I just kill all my speed, so I think this is going to be kind of a wing it. Oh, we're way ahead of pole.
Go, go, go.
I don't even have to know what I'm doing. Kind of make the car do stuff. Doesn't have to be the right stuff, just to make it go. And we will be out of here. Too much pitch. And still speed.
All right, coming in straight. One count.
So I'm not. That time I didn't use any brake. So technically just me digging the splitter slowed the car down enough that it just kind of rotated on its own. And that's the fastest lap I've ran. So it looks like don't touch the brake is the name of the game here. I think I'm outpacing the field by like 7/10.
We're going green. Almost ready. Green out, let's go. All outside. Hold your line. All clear.
I didn't have the guts to do it. I almost sent that whole first corner, just never lift. I didn't have the guts to do it. I didn't lift a whole lot through that corner. I had to lift. I was pushing right at the wall. Maybe instead of like totally out of the throttle, I need to just kind of run it back to 20%. That kind of work. You don't get a whole lot of rotation out of it though. At some point you have to pull all the power so that you can get the car rotated. 100 speed rating, so it's not like I'm doing anything wrong. Racked up a couple of trophies. Which is good. Usually I get this game on Xbox so I can get gamer score. But no, playoffs started. Cool. So I think we're going to run 1 or 2 races into the playoffs. But usually I get these games for Xbox so I can get gamer score out of it. Can I make it to the finals? So there's only going to be one cut. Tour Sport Racing is asking you to join their team. Who is that? Oh, this is the Truck Series. I don't even race for them. Okay. I think that was just like, hey, you don't have to race for us. We saw what you did. Cool. So this is race 10. So we're going to get through the first round of playoffs. And I think if I don't get any more hot seat calls to the Truck Series, which I think is what that meant by them just kind of throwing a contract at me. I think if it's just dirt races from here on out, I think I can get to the next season and I can kind of get that set up. So that way tomorrow we just go full into it. Anyway, as I was saying with Xbox, PlayStation, normally I get these for Xbox so I can get achievements, get gamer scores, show off my 200 win achievement to no one. But my racing rig is compatible with PlayStation, so I don't believe this rig has the compatibility to run on Xbox. I believe there are specific wheels for that, such as Fanatec, who apparently sponsors every racing game now. Because I feel like Logitech is the most popular wheel that people go for, but Fanatec just decided to hit hard with the in-game ads. the wheel I have works for PlayStation and PC, so I can still play racing games on Xbox if I was so inclined to just, you know, spin them fat stacks and get this game twice. I could still play it on Xbox and get the achievement, but it'll be with a controller. I'm not sure that I've played a racing game, a regular racing game like this, on a controller since I've gotten this racing rig. Don't think I've played a racing game normally. That would be weird. Might have to do that. Because at some point I'm going to stream Burnout Paradise on here. Because I don't think I've put enough time into it. Also Need for Speed. I have a Need for Speed game that I got super cheap for sale that I haven't put any time into.
We're going green. Be ready.
I think games like that would be good for a Saturday. And I just jump on around 2 o'clock. Or just sometime in the afternoon, whenever I get done with my morning routines. You know, get up, have something to eat, and just kind of chill out for a minute, and then just jump on stream. I think those games would be good for that. Just jump onto a stream and play those games for, you know, 4 or 5 hours. Get up into those real streamer times. This isn't my job, so you know, I can't dedicate that much time during a regular day. You know, especially if I'm not making profit on this. Which is fine. You know, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to have fun doing something that I've wanted to do for a while. But if it ends up being a bigger thing, then I would be beyond grateful and happy that it happened. But you know, I'm not out here trying to advertise myself. I'm not trying to push myself into a sponsorship or anything like that. If I end up getting contacted for it and it's something that I feel meshes with me, awesome. But just here to hang out, here to have fun. Back to the road course. I feel like I kind of need to get that done. Because if I jump off now and then jump back into a road course, that would be awful. But I think I'm going to go ahead and finish out this season. And then set up the next one. That way I can do that tomorrow. I can just kind of jump in and start running through the series. Because I have truck offers. I'm going to own a dirt team, so I have to get that all set up. And then I'm going to have to choose a new contract for the truck series. And the truck series is going to be 20-some races at least. So that's probably going to be split up into multiple days trying to get through the truck series. You can't just run through it like the dirt series. I mean, you saw how long those races are. So I'm going to be doing full-time truck at those race lengths plus this series. And next season I'm going to own a dirt team while I run in the truck series. And if I win a championship in the truck series, owning, or not the truck series, in the dirt series, owning my own team, I usually own my own team until I win a championship. So if I'm able to hold down a championship next year, in the dirt series with my own team, then that's when I jump out. So I'm usually straddling 2 different racing series at any given time. Because I'd like to try and follow a realistic path somewhat. You know, if there was a Cup driver who was just running down in series, you know, all the time, sometimes it gets unfair. But also, you know, be good. So I try to stay out of the other series if I see success in a series of, but if you own your own team and then you decide to take over as a driver, then I feel like that definitely changes the script there. I hate this last corner. I'm so not good at it. Finally turned a good lap time though. Probably because I just ran this track 15 minutes ago.
Go, go, go.
Man, Jeff Gordon as the spotter is not great. You know, it's cool. It's like, oh, it's Jeff Gordon, but you know that wasn't his job. I think I'm going to change that after this race, actually. Because that kind of starts to become important. Plus TJ Majors is a familiar voice. Might also have the spotter volume turned down. Cool. And that's going to hurt my time a lot. Like a lot. Rotate. That was an awful lap.
Coming in the green.
Oh. I guess I forgot that was the warm-up lap. I was rolling hot. Well, even if I fix those other 2 corners, that one corner just kind of hurt my lap time altogether. This is not going to go well. Kind of tank slapped on the way in, and then I just slid. So I had almost no momentum through this straightaway. I'm going to break through this. So I'm going to have an awful lap time anyway. Regardless of what happens to this. I just have to clean it up. Hope that I can salvage a top 4. Maybe top 5. I want the first 3 rows, really.
Let's see where that puts us.
Almost a 116. That is not first 3 rows. Uh-oh. Stinky.
All right, you're coming to the green.
That lap was
Be ready
spoopy.
here. Green is out.
I think I'm going to have to throw a few elbows to get to the front.
All clear. Car left.
Or I could just not run the track.
Right side. Clear left. Clear right.
I call it an alternate
Clear
racing
left.
line. AKA cheating.
All clear.
Yeah, don't
Right
care.
side clear.
That's gonna be funny when that guy was my teammate.
All clear.
Why?
Left side clear.
Don't know how I saved the car, but I think that pretty much erased any chance I had of winning.
Clear all around.
Yep. We're gonna try that again. Because I know I can win this race.
Be ready here.
Especially without
Now, let's go.
completely annihilating 3 other cars.
You got room. You're clear. Car left. All right, you're clear. Clear left. You got room. You're clear.
Well, I destroyed one, which I think was absolutely my teammate.
Still there. All clear.
Alright. Deep breath. I gotta chill out.
Green, driver.
No
Ready,
reason, absolutely no
ready.
reason I should be
Time
driving.
to go. All right, you're clear.
I have the time
Left side clear. Car left.
to get to the front. Not pile through my teammates like that. He's probably still going to be upset with me for doing that, but I didn't cost him,
Still there.
20 positions.
All right, you're clear. Hang tight there, driver. Here to your right. Right side, right side.
It's really all that's killing my speed through any of this is trying to pick traffic. I know I have the fastest car. I know I could drive this course.
Still there. All clear.
I got him. I can run him down in this chicane. No, I can't. Because frame skips. I forgot about that. This game was running so good.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready here.
I forgot about that in this game.
Now, let's go.
This game,
Left side, left side.
I thought they had it fixed because it hasn't happened this whole time.
All clear. Car left. Clear
This
left.
game, for some reason, that was gorgeous there, has notoriously had problems.
Clear right. Right side, right
Either
side.
go or get out of the way. Now I'm just being ridiculous.
Coming to the green. Be ready
Anyways,
here.
this game has not been built on the greatest
All
engine,
clear.
so it has notoriously had problems
Car left.
with skipping frames, very important frames,
All right, you're clear.
while you're driving.
You got room. You're clear.
So all of a sudden you'll be entering a corner,
Car left.
frame skip will happen, and you're in the middle of the corner, which is 2 totally different things.
Left side, left side.
Because entering a corner, you should be on the brakes probably. You shouldn't be in the middle of the corner. So if it skips from beginning of the corner where you're on the brakes into the middle of the corner, you're on the brakes in the middle of a corner. But like there, I was going through a high-speed chicane when it frame skipped.
Stay right.
So I was trying to put in very fast inputs, and it wasn't picking up those inputs because it frame skipped.
All right, you're coming to the green. You ready? Ready? Green's out.
Remember when I said I was going to be reset heavy with some things? It was more than likely going to be on super speedways.
Clear left.
Yeah, it's on a dirt road.
Right side, right side. All clear. Clear right. Right side.
That was
right side.
absolutely not clear.
Still there.
Then you tell me you're still
Clear
there.
left. All right, you're clear. Both lanes have help. Clear left.
8 tires are better than 4. Hopefully that wasn't my teammate.
Still there. All right, you're clear.
Alright, we only had to take out one person. But as long as we don't drop frames through this next chicane, I think I can make an attack.
Far left. All right, you're clear.
We're through.
Get the
We're done.
flag. It's yours.
And I might have only pissed off like 3 people. I got a 97, so I think I did okay. If I didn't have to pick through traffic, it would have been better. We'll see if I get any angry tweets after that. That killed a lot of time. But I already promised I'm going to finish this season. So, looks like I'm going to push through again. Even though this game actually has worn me out a little bit. My joints are, you know, not okay. They're upset, but they don't hurt. This absolutely takes it out of me more than Gran Turismo did. I didn't get any angry tweets. Yeah, somebody hates me. The 76 is upset. So, everybody else is unaffected. When people get mad at you, or the AI gets mad at you in this game, they get a little more aggressive. If they're full-blown rival with you, they will just slam into the side of you any chance they get, and they will block the snot out of you. I had that happen in the last NASCAR game. I made a rival with somebody in the Cup Series, and they were inevitably out front at every restrictor plate race, and trying to get around them at a restrictor plate track was torture. I had to borderline wreck them to get around them, because I'd be up to the backside of their door, and they would try to come down and block me. So I would wreck them. I didn't care if they came down to block me. I'm just holding my spot. But when a full car tries to run across your nose, you lose a lot of momentum. So they might get wrecked, but I would be out 5 positions. I also just now realized that I'm that loud. Hopefully I haven't been blowing out the audio this whole time.
Go, go, go.
Oh, another thing I discovered yesterday, for anybody who was here wasn't here for it, I discovered how VR mode works with the screen. And it works very well, so that kind of unlocks my ability to play any of the VR games that I have. The main VR game that I play is Beat Saber, and my only concern with Beat Saber is that there might be copywritten music. That's why I turned the music off on this game, because there is copyrighted music, and if copyrighted music is picked up, then
Coming to the green. Almost ready.
it'll just mute everything.
Time to go.
So I think in the live stream it won't mute, but the VOD will be completely muted out.
All right, clear outside. All right, you're clear.
which is fine. If that's how that works, then I just won't have a VOD for it. It'll just be either you show up and you watch it, or you never see it. But I think that's just something we'll have to figure out. That's why I couldn't save the VOD for the last time I played this on stream, because it just cut. I think it cut out a whole race because it was playing a copywritten song during. So I also keep forgetting to change the spotter plan. I can't do it during the race. I have to wait till I get back out to the main.
More to go.
Hopefully I can fly through these last dirt races, because starting to lose feeling. This chair is getting uncomfortable,
Checker flag.
despite the big old cushion that I have on it. I think we have one more race before the final. Because I think the final is just the last race. And they called it the semifinals when the playoffs started, so. Finished contract. We got a good amount of bank built up for starting our own team next year, especially if it only costs $2,200 for startup. It gets really hard to build up that capital when you get to trying to own bigger teams. Charlotte short track. Awesome. Awesome. Career mode settings. Effects. Spotter volume's all the way up, so. I'm going to swap it to TJ. TJ Majors. Hopefully he'll be a little bit louder. We'll see. If not, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Drive with my mirrors, I guess, and hope. I mean, it's not like the spotter's important in the dirt series, but when I get to the trucks, that'll be important. Just trying to
Hammer down.
break through.
Qualify. Make it count. All right, we're going to see when that puts us on the starting grid.
All right, good lap. Wow, really good lap. Okay. Hopefully I can turn that in
Coming to
the
the
race.
green. Almost ready now. 3 out, man. Let's go. Hold
Good
your line. Got
speed
one
rating.
outside. You're clear all around there.
Kind of wish there was an input for this game like there is in Gran Turismo.
Good laps for you.
Because in Gran Turismo, you can see my throttle input, my brake input, and my steering input. You can see how I'm controlling the car, but in this game you can't. I guess technically that would be the onboard camera. Then you can see my hands. Like that. Except I screwed it up. They're far enough behind on the front wall. I'll try this for the last race. It obviously went so well that time. I'll do that for I'll do the in-car for the last race. No, I didn't want to do that. Sure. Cool. I guess that would be the one way to artificially increase difficulty. If I start running away from the pack like that, I'm definitely not used to it. I think the only time in these games I ever ran the in-car like that was like qualifying at a super speedway. Because it's practically impossible to hit anything. Oh, way to render that one. Sometimes I wonder why I get these games. I think it's just for posterity at this point. Ooh, Eldora is the final track, which is the one I had no idea what I was doing. And I'm going to run the cockpit view. I also pretty much have to win because this is the playoff final. So, best finishing car wins the championship. Everything else doesn't matter up to this point. I just have to beat everybody else. So, might take a couple extra practice laps. Yep. Alright. See how bad this goes. It's kind of hard to determine what my pitch angle is from in here. Yeah, the motion's really weird from inside. At least you can kind of get a representation of what my hands are doing. But it's kind of a delayed thing, so... See right there, I kind of turned back right in the middle of the corner, but it looked like I just went neutral. I just turned a 15.8, so thank you, appreciate it. Let me know you're there. I turned a 15.8. I turned a 15.8. Everything else was a 16. Cool.
Hammer down.
That's the fun part about this car. You have no idea what you're doing. No idea when you're just gonna set the board on fire. because that lap felt no different than any of those. That could also be chalked up to me being bad driving.
All right, qualifying's over. Good job.
Oh, Shane's back right at the end. I'm getting tired of this in-car view. This is awful.
All right, now, be smart out there. Going green. Almost ready now. Hammer down. Drill around.
If I can rip off another 15. Definitely not going to happen, but...
Take off. We got one to go.
Get the
Fantastic job there. Great win.
All right, Shane, I'll spin it. There you go. Happy? Well, Shane, I'm not sure if I was talking to myself like a crazy person, because you're in the chat now, so it shows there's one viewer. But it told me that there's been people viewing this whole time, so... Honestly, no clue if I've just been an insane person this whole time. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh well. But I did put the VOD. I think I'm going to be putting the VODs up on YouTube anyway, so it's a little more entertaining if I speak rather than just boring, just gameplay. Yeah, I put the stream up on YouTube so that people can watch it back whenever they want. Because I think Twitch gets rid of it after a while. Video on demand. That's what VOD is. Oh, I just got like 12 trophies. Cool. Alright, now I get to set up the next year. We're going to race for somebody in the truck series. So there's 3 5-star teams. And I don't want to race for KBM. So it's HRE or Tour. I think I'm going to go for HRE because they only have one driver. Ooh, they're Toyota though. No. You know what? Yeah, I'll drive for HRE. They're the smaller team, but they're 5-star still. Yeah, I can make it a 2-member team. Okay, so I don't take his ride. That helps a bunch. Yeah, I went for HRE. Because then I don't have to take anybody's ride. And I can get more benefits of racing with the different all those different drivers instead of taking somebody's ride. I gotta deal with this trash interface again. Yep. This will be fun. Took 3 attempts to get white. If I could choose white wall tires, I'd go for it. Don't know how I feel about it. I think I want to swap those colors. So this will be gray. Yeah, pink is rad. I feel like that's too much red though. So if I make that gray, then make this red, and then run white on the bottom. I don't like that one either. Damn it. I think this is what we're going with. You can only make a Toyota so cool. That's a Toyota. Now comes the important part. Now I get to build my own team. Okay, so we got 2 short tracks before we hit a long track. So we're going to start with a short track. Have I seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Is that a show? First employee never matters. You just pick an employee and then you get a free upgrade. I guess that part matters. But I think I have enough money where I can just max all that stuff out. This is just like the tutorial on running your own team. A movie with George Clooney. Gonna be honest, haven't watched a lot of George Clooney movies. Okay. Honestly, not really upset with this design. I think I'm gonna let this one ride. What movie should I watch? There's a movie on Netflix called Airplane right now. If you haven't seen Airplane, that's a movie. I also recently watched all the Back to the Future movies. Yeah, Airplane from the 70s. It's some stuff, man. They get away with so much stuff that is just unheard of for now. Alright. What is this for? Trucks? We should be getting top fives. Oh, I can't. I forgot. I can't change over to my dirt car until I finish the Daytona race. So I'll finish putting together my dirt team tomorrow. Oh yeah, Airplane is a classic. Airplane and Blazing Saddles and all those Mel Brooks movies are crazy. I don't know how they're going to stand the test of time, but hopefully they can stick around. Where am I at? 2:56. I think I'll make this I'll probably hang out and make this to 3 hours. And once I hit the 3 hour, I'll jump off. Blazing Saddles will not stand. I thought Airplane was way more raunchy instead of Blazing Saddles. I thought Airplane had some jokes that were hit way harder than Blazing Saddles. I also like how my racing stream has turned into movie discussion right here at the end. For all 3 minutes of the end. Yeah, Blazing Saddles has Saddles has those people in it, but it's also in Django, and they portray them as complete morons. So I think that'll fly at any point. Just making them look like idiots will always fly. But like the open racism in Blazing Saddles, I think is pretty on par with Airplane. I think they're both pretty bad. Yeah, I have Blazing Saddles on DVD. I don't know if I have Airplane. I've been trying to build out my Blu-ray collection, but the finances have not been in the cards for me recently, so it's kind of been on pause. The next things I want to get on Blu-ray are Spider-Verse and Detective Pikachu, because I'm an idiot. The Kentucky Fried Movie. Is that like one of the Scary Movie spin-offs? Because I know they did a scary movie spinoff for like the MCU and Fast and Furious and all that stuff. And I didn't watch those because I saw previews for it, and they were just not my deal. Bruce Lee parodies. I might have to check it out. Because even the scary movies are kind of tough. Now that I'm not, 13. I mean, some of them stand the test of time, but definitely not all of them. Yeah, if it's more like Airplane and Blazing Saddles, I'd definitely be for it. For sure, if I can find a way to watch it somewhere, then... Ooh, gross. I don't want to be here. I want to find the save menu. Where's that at? I don't think I have it. I think I'm just going to trust that it's there. Maybe it's in options. It is not. I should also change that to auto, since I'm not testing anymore. That doesn't change my career difficulty though. Career difficulty is totally different. Yeah, I'm at the 3-hour mark, so that's probably going to be it for today. I will be back on same time tomorrow. Tomorrow we start the truck series, and I get to set up the new dirt team that I own. I think there was like 23 or 24 truck races, so I'm going to try to get through half of those at least. Get the dirt team set up. But yeah, that's all I got planned for right now. I'll probably run this through for the rest of the week. Not sure what I have planned for Saturday. I think I'm going to leave Saturday open as for time and whatever I play. I think that's just going to be kind of an open slot, see what happens. That might just end up being that might end up being a test day, because I kind of want to try and figure out how to kind of just have one of those chill streams where you can play the royalty-free playlist in the background and just kind of hang out. But I think I might need a PC for that, because currently I don't stream through PC because I'm scared of building one and I don't have the monies. But I am a nerd, and I do need a PC, though. I absolutely need a PC. But I think that'll be it for today. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for showing up, anybody who did. Even Shane showing up, 10 minutes before the end, but we'll probably figure something out for that. All right.